up, everybody? Alfie here, aka Random Black Guy. well, it's 10:55 p.m. right now here in Sweden, and I just came home from watching The Lion King 2019. Let's talk about it. Movies, I love movies. First of all, Lion King has a special place in my heart. Like I said, if you've been watching my channel, then you know that Lion King is one of those films I've been raised with. Mom bought it to me in the VHS tape like way back. So I just remember myself, being young, watching the film every day. That's how much I love that film. And I even bought the Lion King book for my daughter, so we can read it to her when she becomes a little bit older. Right now she's young. So I am a huge fan of Lion King, the world, and I love Lion King. And to be honest, even though I know that Lion King is basically King but the White Lion meets Hamlet, is still a good ass film. It always gonna have this special place in my heart because of all this nostalgia trip, and the animation was breathtaking for that time. When I heard that Jon Favreau would take over the directorial duties for the new version of Lion King, I was excited because I love the Jungle Book, and this film has a stellar cast. This film is starring Donald Glover, Ejiofor, Beyoncé, Seth Rogen, John Oliver, and James Earl Jones once again as Mufasa. Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to be pretty frank. This film was entertaining, but at the same time, I am pretty disappointed. This film is astonishingly, it is beautiful, it's breathtaking when it comes to the CGI. Like, the CGI is perfected with this film. If Jungle Book was marvelous, then this is a masterpiece because it looks so real. It looks like they captured the realness of Africa, and that is the best thing about this film, or one of the best things about this film. It is like really amazing to see the landscape and even seeing the animals, everything from the way they move, their facial expression. It's kind of hard to talk about the facial expression, but the way they move, even the rendering, the texturing, like all the work that came to this film, the sweat, tears, and overnight hours. I can just imagine the hard work all the designers had to do this film. You guys are amazing. You are amazing. That is the biggest plus with this film. And another thing I really enjoyed with this film is Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner, or is it Eichner, as Timon and Pumbaa. I think that they are the most funniest things with this film. They provide the humor, they provide the jokes, and I like this version of Timon and Pumbaa because I can imagine that they had to do a lot of ad-libs, but they did it great, man. They made it funny because this film is pretty serious, so we needed these people, these seasoned actors, aka comedians, to provide with jokes, and they did a good job with that. Even John Oliver as Zazu did a good job portraying Zazu, because the original one, it was Ron Atkins who provided the voice acting, but I think John Oliver was pretty good also. He was pretty funny. And what I like with Timon and Pumbaa with this version is that they come with something new. They don't keep it safe. They do their own version of Timon and Pumbaa, and they are really good. And another person that I thought was also really good is Florence Kusumba, who plays Sanzi. She is also really good with this film. She is a straight up villain. Good and bad thing about this film is that this film is realistic. These animals, their facial expression, the way they emote, their feelings are not the same with the animation. It's not. This is the real version of Lion King. So you have to be prepared before watching this film, because if you're not, then you instantly going to compare with the original one. You are, and that's what I did. And you know, Sanzi is awesome with this film. She does something different, because I think it was Whoopi Goldberg who did the voice acting with the original one, but Florence Kusumba is, I think, better as Sanzi. And another good thing is also the music. You know, every time you hear the music, you can't help yourself to just sing along. Like, they are so good to listen to. So when I heard the original ones, I was so happy. I was like, wow, I realized how much I really love these songs. And man, it is amazing to hear those songs in this new version. Yeah, that is pretty much the good thing about this film. Okay, let me talk about the biggest problem with this film. Okay, let me talk about, that was all my good I can talk about this film. So with a sadness in my voice, let me talk about this biggest problem with this film. And that is that, like I said, the CGI is breathtaking. I think it's the best CGI work of this year. But even though it is really good, I think that they made Lion King too realistic. By doing that, they lose all the charm, all the fun, all of the good thing that was with the original one, and that is the 2D animation. Like, by doing 2D animations, you can provide the facial expression. You can make the animals in a way become real, because these animals in the original one, the way they talked, the way they were moving, it was in a way human. And with this one, they are straight up animals. And if you're not prepared by that, it's gonna take you off the film. It is. And that's what this film did to me. I was so distracted by this serious take of Lion King. It caught me off guard, and it became a little bit distracting. Like Mufasa in this version, voiced once again by James Earl Jones, he was so restricted. He was so restricted. He was so limited in this version of Mufasa, that Mufasa, in a way, I didn't feel the impact that he did with the original one. And it was awesome to hear him once again, but it was more that I was happy to hear his voice than see this version of Mufasa. Because this version of Mufasa, this is not the Mufasa I wanted. And Donald Glover and Beyoncé as Nala and Simba, they were okay. You know, they wasn't like super good, but they were okay. They did their job, but it was kind of hard for me to really take them as Nala and Simba. It took me a while, because when I heard Donald Glover's voice, it was more like, okay, this is just Donald Glover doing a Donald Glover thing, more than this is Donald Glover being Simba. Even though he's an awesome rapper, singer, actor, I don't think that he was the perfect pick as Simba. I'm sorry. I think that he was okay, but I wanted somebody that was at least going to be good, and he wasn't good. And Beyoncé provides the voice. She is awesome. When you hear those two singing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," it was, you know, it's always nice to hear these songs again, but it was more like, okay, even I know that Beyoncé is a better singer, but it was more like Beyonce was at the forefront while Donald Glover was in the background providing, because he's a good singer, but he's not a great singer, and Beyonce just overtook that song. She did. So in a way, he was just overshadowed by Beyonce. He was, man. Ejiofor as Scar, he's not Jeremy Irons, and that is another thing. Jeremy Irons as Scar, he's a legend because of that role. Scar is top 3 the best villains in the Disney world. He is. Like, Scar is an asshole, a lazy asshole who didn't want to do anything. He just wanted one thing, and that is the throne. And he did whatever he had to do. He even killed his brother. In this version, Ejiofor, even though his voice is awesome, you gotta understand, Scar was flamboyant, right? This Scar is so serious that all of the charming things with Scar disappeared, and in a way it felt more like somebody doing a stage play of Scar than somebody doing a new rendition of Scar. Like, I really like Rafiki in the cartoons, but in this one, Rafiki is just he probably had 20 minutes of screen time in this film. That's why the 2D version would always be a superior version, because the facial expression, the way they emoted all of these expressions that we as an audience can relate, it made it more real than this one that is real, but in a way it just feels shallow, it feels empty. It's a beautiful thing to look at, but when you go in the core of this film, it's nothing there. And for the new generation, the kids out there who really want to watch it, see it, because this is your definitive version of Lion King that you probably gonna love and admire so much. But to me, who's already seen the original one, I'd rather keep that as my definitive version of Lion King. Yeah, man, I had fun, but this is not for me. I realized, one thing I realized after watching this film is that I had fun. It did its job, the music worked, but this version is not for me. This is for the newer kids. This is for these kids who are raised with the live action version of the Disney films than the cartoon ones. And yeah, I had fun. I think that you guys should see it. It's still Lion King, and Lion King is always awesome as a property. So my rating of Lion King 2019, I give Lion King 2019, let me think a little bit. Yeah, I give Lion King 2019 2.8 out of 5. Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner and John Oliver as Timon, Pumbaa and Zazu are the best thing about this film, and even Flores Kazumba as Sanzi. All of them are awesome in this film. They are. The music is still good, but the CGI it is marvelous. It is so beautiful to look at. Like, everything from the landscape to the way the animal moves, it's just so beautiful. It feels like these are real animals that they did a documentary of and decided to scrap it and do a Lion King with it. It is so beautiful. Like, I thought that these animals were real. I really thought so. This film is not good as the original one. It's not, but I think for the newer generation, I understand you're probably gonna have a lot of fun. You probably love it, but to me, this is just pointless. I don't understand the meaning of doing this version, but I still was entertained. And I think that if they cut 30 minutes of this film, it would probably be a little bit more tighter, a little bit more satisfying. It is what it is. I took it for what it is, and I still was entertained, and this film did its job. So 2.8 out of 5 for Lion King 2019. Anyways, guys, what do you think about Lion King 2019? I know my reviews all over the place. Decided to do it, unfiltered, because I just came home from the cinema. I felt like, okay, I don't want to wait till tomorrow. I'm just gonna record it and say whatever I felt about this film. So yeah, what do you think about Lion King 2019? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Write your comments down below and let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so every time I upload a new video, you will be the first to see it. My name is Alfie, aka Random Black Cat, aka Chocolate Face No Makeup, and that was my review for the film Lion King 2019. Until next time, I'm gonna give you out there. Peace. Random Black